Yeah, you a monster for this one, man.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to this shit's around to the pussy and me, a host, your YouTube messiah, and often imitator, never duplicated, superstar Tim Vincent. We're gonna go raw this week. It was in the ThunderDome. But before we get into that, couple things announced. They announced more tour dates for Raw and SmackDown coming up in July. It's feeling like things are starting to come back, little by little, you know. And also, it was announced last week after this show was done. It was that Tuesday. Advan, who was doing commentary since post-Mania, officially is out, and replacing him as of effective tonight, this episode, was Jerry Smith, which, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of dug it. It's gonna take a little bit of a time for him to be able to sync properly with Corey and Saxton, you know, but I can see it. It can work. Now, with that said, before we get into the rest of this week's show, we're gonna switch gears, talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind, and big highlights from last week's SmackDown. The Usos were back and had a killer match with the Street Profits. Highly recommend y'all check that out whenever you can. Preferably after this show, of course. Bianca is still feuding with Bayley. They said that they're still building up with a feud with that. Also, after the Uso match, they wound up talking to Pierce, saying that since they won that tag match, they want a shot at the tag titles for whoever wins later in the night between the Mysterios and Rude and Ziggler. Kevin Owens wound up winning via disqualification against Apollo Crews for the Intercontinental title because General Aziz hit the Nigerian nail on KO. So they made a match coming up effective this Friday coming up, where it's going to be KO against Crews, and General Aziz is barred from ringside. Also, the Mysterios did win against Ziggler and Rude, so they're still the tag champs, so we're going to get a tag title match between them and the Usos at some point. What's interesting is, though, is that Jey Uso is really like caught in the middle between, you know, staying loyal and being with Roman, doing what's best for the family, or being with his brother, you know. Man who's been glued to his hip for forever. Guy who's like, no, man, listen, dude. I understand he's talking about for family, but man, he's talking about it, but he ain't showing it. He's looking out for himself. He's putting you out there doing all the work, man. And it's really cool to see. Like that family dynamic. Now, with that said, let's get into this week's show. It starts off with Miz TV. Miz making his return, officially stating that he did get injured at his match with Damian Priest at Backlash, and he did also admit it's the first time in his career he got injured, which, I gotta tell you, given how long Miz has been with the company, and I'm not including the OVW days, I'm talking from the time WWE, from the second he was on WWE television until that match, no injuries, not getting hurt. Well, and when I say not getting hurt, I mean nothing to where like you're going to be sidelined. You know, everyone winds up having bumps and sores and aches, but not getting hurt, man, that's a fucking testament to him. Saying, you know, people can go and shit and say, oh, he has a pussy style, he has a weak style, he has a soft style of working in the ring. Okay, maybe he does. But just because he's not doing something like New Jack and jumping off of a balcony to go and to have a bunch of people cheer for him, or doing something like some dude in IWA Mid-South and dousing someone's crotch with lighter fluid and setting them on fire. Just because he ain't doing that, that doesn't mean he's got a soft style. No, it means he's got a very good style that works for him. That's all that means. Fuck. Anyways, Miz is out there. He's doing that. He's talking about that. And he said, you know, I know even though I am injured, we're getting back on the road again soon. So I am working myself to get back into this, get back in here. So we are here for Miz TV. And with that said, please welcome my guest, Charlotte Flair, and Charlotte comes out. Whew, Charlotte comes out. Good God Almighty, and I'm probably going to get a brain duster for that. She comes out, starts hyping up about her match coming up with Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley comes out then, and of all the things, now Johnny Nitro Morrison Mundo Impact Esquire, the 23rd, has been, since he's been siding with The Miz, has been playing the role of the lovable goof, kind of like Cody from that old sitcom Step by Step. And Rhea just looks at Morrison like, what is that around your neck? Garlic. Keep monsters, vampires, and werewolves away. You're not a vampire, are you? I'm not a vampire. I'm a nightmare. Well, there we go. That segment tanked now. That was the worst line in that segment. I'm not a vampire. I'm a nightmare. What the fuck? Ugh. Anyways. Rhea comes out, then her and Charlotte start squawking back and forth, and then Charlotte goes and hits a low blow. Hey, you couldn't even beat Nikki Cross last week, you know? And then they roll that beautiful beam footage showing that she couldn't. And then Nikki comes out saying, you know, Charlotte, I could beat you. And then, so now we come to our first match of the night. Beat the clock 2-minute challenge with Nikki and Charlotte. Nikki this time, instead of trying to go at it head on, plays it smart, ducks and dodge, runs around, actually makes it a game, which made it play a hell of a lot better than it did last week, where it was like, okay, you got 2 minutes to try and make a 20-minute match. What the fuck? You know, and it actually went well. Nikki Cross got the win because it was time limit reached. Charlotte lost. So honestly, would I like to see Nikki Cross be brought in a better way? Good God, yes. There's a million different things that I would like to see differently. But given the fact that it's this or sit in catering, you know, if I was her, I'd take this. I've always been under the mindset, whatever job you give me. You want me to go out there and pretend I'm one of the village people. Well, you know what? God damn it, I'm going to go out there and be the best goddamn village people cosplayer you ever imagined. You know? You want me out there to be a stone cold ruthless killer, then I'll be the best ruthless killer you ever see. Whatever you work with what they give you. Even if it's a shitty gimmick. Case in point, Dusty Rhodes with the polka dots. Dusty made the fucking polka dots work. That said, let's move to the next match now. Xavier Woods, Randy Orton. Randy takes off for a week, and next thing you know, boom, he grows a full goatee and starts looking like EC3 after he got fired. You know, now if Randy starts talking about on how we have to control our narratives, then we need to seriously worry. But with that said, as far as this match goes, good start. Randy was leading the pace on it. It was decent, you know. I mean, it wasn't anything like it was last week with Woods and Riddle, but my God, this was damn good. Also, big ups, really big nerd points to Xavier Woods and Kofi wearing Jason David Frank Power Rangers gear. Woods with the White Ranger gear, Kofi with the Green Ranger gear. And yeah, I know it right off bat. I'm that big of a nerd. Don't judge me, damn it. Anyways, it was a decent enough match. It came to an end when, surprisingly, Randy did, of all things to finish it, the bro Derek. And as he hooked him, we saw a little look and then like a little wink of an eye to Riddle, who was ringside, and boom, hit him 1, 2, 3. That was it. So yeah, I feel almost like bad saying this, but the whole RK Bro thing is like starting to grow on me, like a really bad heat rash. Like ugh. I can't believe I'm starting to enjoy something that involves Riddle. I feel so filthy now. Anyways, next matchup, intergender match, Shayna Baszler versus Reginald. I stated my case last week on this about on how, I am all for intergender matches, but there are some things I just don't think will sit well on TV. Case in point, intergender wrestling, because let's just say, and I'm plucking random examples out the air, people, so don't go anyone saying, oh, well, this YouTube asshole is confirming this or that. If WWE's trying to make a deal with Coca-Cola or Pepsi or whatever, and, Coke or Pepsi, whatever soda companies, advertisement branches, looking over some of the stuff WWE did, and then they see this picture of a guy punching a woman, they're like, oh, ooh, do we really want our drink represented by that? Ugh. I'm all for it, but if you're trying to put that on TV, it's not going to go. It's not going to float. It's just like, think of it like this. Deathmatch wrestling. Deathmatch wrestling, really cool to watch, but not something you can put on TV for the same reason I just gave about with that. Advertisers would see that and be like, well, I don't think Expedia is necessarily comfortable working with this, or any other company. Yeah. That said, now let's get to the match. Shayna pretty much was murdering Reginald. Feel bad for Reggie, man, because honestly, the guy really, the guy is, and I say this term loosely because I try not to say this because it comes off very insultive, almost spot monkey-like. Because all he really does is cartwheels, flips, and twists and turns. Like, good God, man. But yeah, I'll say this though, and I'll give Reggie credit where credit's due. He went to the top and he did a moonsault. That dude got some serious air in that moonsault. Like, damn. Like, even Ricochet or Humberto don't even get that kind of height. But either way, match came to an end when Shayna had the Karabuta in on Reggie. Had it cinched in, started leaning near a corner. Next thing you know, pyro goes off, like big huge cane flames come out. She freaks out, loosens up the hold, and then Reginald wins via a fucking roll-up. Remember this look right here because you're going to see it a lot more because there's several roll-ups in this show. So yeah, next matchup, we got Mace and T-Bar going against the Lucha House Party. And well, Lucha House Party, they were leading a little bit at the start, but then they wound up then they pretty much got murdered right after, the first 10 minutes. And yeah, it was very much so what you would expect. Two big, giant, beefy guys going and destroying the smaller guys. They wound up getting the win, doing a double chokeslam on the Grand Metalik. And yeah, 1, 2, 3. Next matchup, we got Sheamus going against Ricochet. Now, Sheamus issued an open challenge saying he'd take on Ricochet and then Humberto back to back. So, Jimmy going against Ricochet. He was sledgehammering Ricky pretty damn good. Had him going for a good bit too, and looked like he was about to finish it. And then just as he was about to, Humberto came down, distracted him. And then, yeah, Ricky did a roll-up. Yeah, another fucking roll-up. So now we get Sheamus versus Humberto Carrillo. And very much so, just like the last match, Jimmy was pounding and beating the shit out of Humberto. You know, at one point you see Humberto's elbow, boom, busts up Sheamus's nose, and yeah, you could see it like he had blood dripping down him. It didn't look like nothing. It didn't look like a leaky faucet, but you know, he looked like, yeah, you see the shit squirting down, you're like, fuck, he got hurt. My big takeaway was, I saw that and my first thought was, why the fuck isn't the ref putting the gloves on? He's got open blood. I don't know, I don't know the ins and outs on WWE, and I try not to claim like I do. But you would figure, judgment, even if it's a judgment call protocol, the second you see something like that and you see a lot of blood come out, not just like a small little like paper cut or a little fat lip or something, but a lot that came out like that, you would figure, okay, I need to put them on in case I gotta get in between or handle them. I don't want to get none of that on me. Just, yeah. Anyways, match came to an end when Sheamus got distracted by Ricochet, and then Humberto does a fucking roll-up. Yeah, so we got back-to-back fucking roll-up finishes. Ugh. I can actually feel the aneurysm growing just saying that out loud. Next up, we got women's action now. Naomi and Lana going against Mandy and Dana Brooke. And, well, first things first, can we just address Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke's ring gear? Good God! It didn't even look like fucking ring gear. It looked like it was like something out of a fucking Maxim magazine photo shoot. Like, holy shit nuts. I know I'm gonna get a brain duster for that, and yeah. Yeah. Just God almighty. Definitely needed the heart pills on there. As well as for other reasons, but those are reserved for the weekends. Anyways, as far as the match went, Mandy and Dana were leading. Naomi was pretty much the punching bag. Lana came in. I would say Lana got a hot tag, but it wasn't really a hot tag. It was, she just got in. And then, match came to an end when they had Lana up in a fireman's carry, and it was Dana who was on the ropes, jumped off, and then did a spinning neck breaker from the top while Mandy held Lana in a fireman's carry. It was a pretty decent move. It was fairly decent, I'll say that much. Next up, well, I'm not even sure if we should call this a match. It's been a while since I called one of these kind of matches, but I would say this was the piss break of the night. Shelton Benjamin versus Cedric Alexander, because honestly, the amount of time I'm taking to explain this match pretty much justifies how long this match was. They showed a replay of last week where Shelton lost because of thumb to the eye and then got hit with the neutralizer, and then Cedric came down boasting on how he's Prime Alexander. The match starts. Shelton starts pummeling him, hoists him up for a powerbomb. Next thing you know, Cedric again, thumb to the eye, and then hits the neutralizer 1, 2, 3. And like I said, the amount of time it took to describe that, to explain that match, pretty much was the same amount of time for that match. Yeah. Next up, we got tag title match. AJ Styles and Omos going against Elias and Jaxson fucking Ryker. Fuck Gunner. Sorry. Bad tick. Fuck Gunner. Anyways. Yeah. This was a fairly decent match, but the ending made me scratch my head in ways I never thought I would before, especially involving an Elias match. AJ was the punching bag leading into the break and post-break. Once Omos got the tag in, he started cleaning up house. He was murdering, he was murdering Ryker. And then once Ryker, he wanted to go and tag Elias. Elias just like, boom, I'm out. And just jumped off and walked off. Like, Wait a minute. I personally do not like him because, but he just did something that I really like, and now I am so confused. Should I cheer for this man now, or... This is where I'm seriously confused and drawn, because I'm like, do I cheer for Elias because he did something that was really good, or do I just, like, what the fuck? Yeah. Anyways, AJ and Omos won, no surprise, via a phenomenal forearm to Ryker. Fuck Gunner. It looks like they're trying to give Gunner the fucking sympathy act, especially with Memorial Day, playing on how he was a Marine, and this, that, and the other. Listen, I got family that served. I have friends that served. I know people that served. And there are some people that you just look at like, okay, listen, I get that you're a vet, but that still doesn't give you the right to be an asshole and a dick. And Gunner is one of those guys that you look at, you're like, listen, I get you're a vet, but that doesn't give you the right to be an asshole and a dick. So no, fuck Gunner. Anyways, now we come to main event of the night. Kofi Kingston going against Drew McIntyre. Winner goes one-on-one with Bobby Lashley at Hell in a Cell. And Bobby Lashley and MVP are barred from ringside lest they are suspended for 90 days without pay. So, let's get into the match. This was a good back and forth match. I dug the shit out of it. I loved on how Kofi was fighting with heart, grit, and determination. Like, nah, man, nah, listen, Drew, you've had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. After opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. Now it's time for somebody else to get a shot. Somebody who hasn't gotten a one-on-one rematch for the title they lost yet. So Drew, get to the back of the line and let some new blood get in here. And Drew is fighting because, no, I want what's mine. MVP and Bobby Lashley took this from me. I want it back. And, they both got legit reasons. And I get that. However, we've seen Drew, again, just like I said, have opportunity after opportunity after motherfucking opportunity. Do I want to see him as a champ again? Yeah. Do I want to see him in the title contention again at some point? Yes. However, not right now. Let him go off, get on, for lack of a better term, put Drew on the back burner for a good 5 to 10 minutes. Let some other guys let some new blood get in the mix for a minute, It ain't gonna hurt. Let some new blood get in there for a minute. Let Kofi get in there. I'd love to see Kofi versus Bobby Lashley for a WWE title match. You could imagine the promos building up. Just imagine the promos building up with that between MVP, Bobby Lashley, and both Woods and Kofi, man. That would kill. Now, as far as this match goes, a lot of good back and forth. Like I said, Kofi fighting with grit, Drew fighting with determination because he wants what he feels is his. It was a damn good match. I fucking liked it. This was a damn good main event. It came to an end. Kofi, as he climbed up to the top rope, jumped off. Drew, while standing in the prone position, boom, popped him with a claymore, and 1, 2, 3. And it was just like that Simpsons moment. Now, if you pause it at the exact moment, you could see when his heart broke right there. 3, 2. That was me. Because I really wanted Kofi to win. So yeah, Drew McIntyre's going one-on-one with Bobby Lashley at Hell in a Cell again. So yeah, it's So, that is it for this week's show, folks. So, thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. Make sure y'all check them out. They're a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of nothing. A whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Also, thank you to my executive producer, Ali Ray Ben, who did provide the music for this week's show. Make sure y'all check it out on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and such. All that good shit. Details are down below. Also, folks, don't forget to look for me on the Twitter at Tim Vicious. Also, on that Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. If you're going to look for me on the Facebook gimmick, tell me you found me on there, either here in the comments or on my Facebook gimmick. Something big like Creep John Jones. Also, folks, don't forget to follow these cool-ass cats right on the Twitter, Kenny Killer, DSB_IV, Diabolica RA, Sergeant Curry, Pants and Dubs in your face. But folks, I gotta say, you love me great lately. Fuck this.